Oh, Tom Brady did his interview with the barber a couple weeks ago.
Vic the barber.
And what seemed to go viral most from that interview was a suggestion that he would return at some point, maybe to the NFL. However, some of the stuff that he said is now being talked about. Yesterday, everybody was chatting about what Tom Brady said about today's athlete and the issue with today's athlete. So I wanted to play that and get your reaction to it. Here's Tom Brady.
And I think the biggest problem with a lot of kids these days, all about them. It's all about them, their brand, their social media. And then when it's about me and then not about us, well, there's no way to succeed as a team if all you're doing is thinking about how selfish it is for you to get the attention.
It's cool to show the world how great you are, but the most inspiring thing is how great you can make others.
That's the point of life, is what we could do. How do you help other people finish the race, not just you?
Some good stuff there.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like
I mean,
that's
I get it, and I agree with him, but I also understand that it's about the money that some of these kids are trying to make. And there's no trust in sports, right? So you want me to trust a guy, a coach, or an organization that does my teammates dirty or does me dirty?
Okay, but that's the way it works in every workplace. So
how can I be 100% all in when I can't trust you?
But that's how it, like Greg just said, any place you work, you're going to have a manager, you're going to have a boss, you're going to have the president of a company that you don't agree with or you don't trust.
I trust Greg. I trust Ken.
I'm not talking about Greg or Ken. I'm just saying you've never had somebody that you've worked for and have disagreed with or not trusted.
Oh, very much so. At this very place. But I'm just saying right now,
or not
it's
trusted.
Not
Okay, right now, yeah, things are great. But in the past, I've had plenty of bosses that I don't trust, that I don't think have
Well, if I don't trust you, how can I give you...
That's the world.
Yeah, well, see, and that's
life.
But that's the new way, and I get what some of the athletes are kind of thinking about. I get, if I can't trust you, I got to take care of myself before I can take care of what you want me to take care of.
But Tom Brady is spot on here.
I agree with him.
This is the Curtis, right?
Yeah, this is what happens as a society when you stop celebrating greatness and you start celebrating victims. Everybody wants to be victimized instead of everybody wanting to overcome something and find their best. That's where we are.
Like in the Twitch chat, and you can watch this show every day on Twitch. Just go to Twitch and follow WEEI, and thank you so much to those who do every day. We would be nothing without you, Twitch. Somebody suggests that that's their issue. They're a Bears fan. That's their issue when it comes to Caleb Williams. Is the guy has got a lot of talent, clearly, but he was somebody who also was demanding that he get equity.
No, I get
it. In any team that might draft him.
Then why? It's weird because it doesn't make any sense to me because people rail on Drake May all the time, and all he did was try and stay at a school that he loves and support the people and the school that he loves, and yet everybody's like, "Mom, Drake May's gonna suck." So pick a lane. That's kind of simple.
Wait.
Pick a lane.
It doesn't mean that this relates to talent. What it is that. And this is in this field, Greg, 20 years ago when I was interning as a sophomore in college, you did everything. You tried to talk to everybody. What else can I do? I want to have FaceTime with Ryan Russillo at 1510 The Zone and do whatever you need so that you know that my name when I leave.
Right.
And now you meet a kid who comes in, they're knee deep in their phone. They all think that they're going to be, Mike and the Mad Dog at 20. Like there's no understanding of what's required to become good at your job.
100%. Sorry.
Well, no, it's just with regard to what Shime is talking about. It's not about the talent, but what Tom Brady is pointing out is the team part of it.
Yeah.
Is the part of it that you're, especially in football, you're a part of a team. Your role is what your role is.
Right.
And you don't embrace that because you're more concerned about your likes and your NILs and your endorsements. You want to be Johnny Yodel, and it takes a long time to work your way up to Johnny.
But he's a lightweight
Yodel.
hitter.
Yeah, but it's about taking care
years.
It's about taking care of the me before it is taking care of the you.
Yes.
That's why.
But he's a lightweight hypocrite because he left here because he felt like it was more about him.
But after 20 years of him putting the team before himself.
I was watching this thing on Netflix.
Careful, Wiggy, you're going to make Curtis real mad.
No. But listen, I know I was a team player my whole career, and it got me nowhere as far as in the sense of being able to take advantage financially, because teams they lie to you, you can't trust them, and they run all over you. When you're a Brady status or you get to a Patrick Mahomes status, it's a little bit easier because guess what? You know you're getting your just due. But anyways, I was watching this thing on Netflix, and it's called Unlocked. And it's about these prisoners that are locked up in jail, and the warden decides to open up this unit and basically let the inmates house the unit and make the community right. And there was a clash between old heads and young dudes. And the young dudes were upset is because the old heads were telling them, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this. But yet they weren't abiding to what they were saying. So I get what Brady did early in his career, but you kind of lightweight hypocrite, because at the end of your career, it became about you and your brand more than it became about the team.
I think the difference is Tom Brady earned that by the time that he switched.
But I get what you're saying,
when he first came into the league, he's saying that's the issue with kids now. They're coming into the league expecting too much, putting themselves before the team.
But it's a different time,
but I'm saying, though, these kids, and I think the main difference is there are a ton of things that a D1 football player has the experience from being in that team that I will never have the experience of having, so they have the leg up on that. One thing that they will not have the leg up on is, like Curtis said, having to be an intern, being bitched at constantly, being told to go pick up coffee, go pick up lunch,
time.
To have that put you into your place going into the real world. That is what some athletes need.
But Wiggy, here's the biggest difference. Mac Jones was drafted by the Patriots. What was the first thing he did?
What'd he do?
Trademarked Mac 10.
But
Tom Brady won 6 Super Bowls.
No, here's the difference.
And he earned all of that, just like Mahomes and Jordan and LeBron.
But he was a first-round pick. Brady was a 6th-round pick.
Here's the
There's
difference.
A massive difference.
Let me tell you the difference.
There isn't. They each had done nothing in the NFL.
Let me tell you the difference from somebody who's been in those shoes before and who's walked that walk and has talked that talk. The difference is when I came up, we had guys like Bill Parcells. We had guys that were those style of coaches.
Bill Belichick.
We had those type of guys, and we were taught differently. When these young dudes come up, they come up a different way.
They're vaping with Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, so it's a different way. So I get.
I'm not blaming the kids.
It's like I tell my son, right? I played in a different time where a coach like Parcells or Belichick would ride your ass. You play in a different era, so you're not built like me. So I can't expect my son and the kids that play today to be built like me when they didn't come up that way.
But here's the issue. We are to blame, or not me, Greg's generation, your generation, the kids of the boomers' kids are the ones that changed that. It's not, I agree, it's not the kids' fault. This is the environment that they've been raised in.
And they're gonna grow. It's like we had this conversation about raising kids. Your parents threw you out when you were 18 because you didn't do what was right. We don't do that. And then our kids are gonna grow up, and when they have kids, they're gonna raise them differently than we were. So we're hypocrites to be like, you should do it my way.
All right, well, we are finally done with leads.
That was a great lead, too.
You like it?
I do like it, because I agree with what Brady's saying to a certain extent, but he's got to understand we come from a different era.
Yeah.
And you gotta understand that the young dudes, they're in so you gotta kind of put yourself in. If that was me today, if Tom Brady's playing today, he's probably thinking about NILs.
But here's why Tom Brady's more impressive than Mahomes in many ways. But the biggest reason to me, he's won with different generations. You want to say he doesn't know how to relate to guys? He sure as hell did. He won early on when he was a young kid. He won older when he was 20 years older than his best receiver. He's had an opportunity, and he has related.
Well, this may be the reason that the interest level in somebody like J.J. McCarthy goes up, because he seems to be that kind of guy who is a winner, is a leader, and I get it, Shime, you're going to tell me, I don't care what his win record was in high school, but he's just, there may be more interest in him because he seems like a less of a me kind of guy and more of a team kind of guy.
Yeah, Greg, you may think that I poo-poo it, and I do to an extent. Like, I don't think that increases his talent level, but I think you're right. I think teams other teams in the NFL look at him and go, oh, that's a guy that has kind of an old school mentality, and we like that. And I think there are a lot of teams that like that.